up, YouTube? I am NintendoMan64, bringing you guys the final episode of Pokemon Leaf Green. In the last episode, we went into Cerulean Cave, battled a bunch of really strong Pokemon, and caught the legendary Mewtwo. Now, with Mewtwo added into our computer, we have one last legendary we can catch before I conclude this game. Now, I said I would meet you guys outside of Viridian City. However, yours truly sort of botched the whole, way that we have to look for this Pokemon. Because this legendary Pokemon is a roaming legendary. Meaning, it can literally appear anywhere. But one thing I looked at a page, the place it's most commonly known to go to is this area of outside of Vermilion City. So, what you want to do is you want to have a max repel, a bunch of max repels actually. So if you want to go out there and buy even more repels, that's fine too. But make sure you don't fly there, because when you fly from a place, it pretty much resets where the Pokemon will go. So every time you change routes, the Pokemon, this roaming legendary will roam to another place. The key is to run around as much as you can until you find said legendary. I'll tell you more about the legendary in particular when we get to see said legendary, but since I'm having a hard time of getting to him, I am going to... I'm gonna figure it out, guys, don't worry. I'll figure this out. I'll be back. You may see me in a different area because I may be trying out different areas. You guys never know. I'll be right back. Oh my god, we found him! Wow! I was actually running around the fields hoping I would find him, but holy crap, we found him! This is Entei, the legendary beast Pokemon! Entei is a fire-type Pokemon, very high HP, and it's actually a very good all-around Pokemon. One thing you want to know though, when you encounter this Pokemon, it will immediately try to run away. This is why I said make sure you have the Master Ball for this. You didn't use it on Mewtwo, because we got him. Booyakasha! And we got ourselves the legendary beast. Volcanoes erupt when it barks. Unable to restrain its extreme power, it races headlong across the land. I have no reason to give this Pokemon a name, because I think that would be tantamount to what I would want to name it. So, first things first. Let's fly ourselves to Saffron City. It's the only city I could really think of ending this thing on. In a rather poignant setting, too. Let's go check out Entei. I will let you know though, you cannot get Entei in this game unless you started the game with Bulbasaur. So if you choose Bulbasaur, the legendary beast you get would be Entei. If you choose Charmander, the legendary beast you get would be Suicune. If you choose Squirtle, you would get Raikou. Each represents a weakness that your Pokemon would have. But let's look at Entei first. Hasty-natured, and the stats aren't that bad. It's got a ton of HP, but its main draw is its physical attack and its speed. Good at physical special attack, so it's sort of like, if I really wanted to, I could probably get great use out of Entei. But seeing as how I'm ending the Pokemon Let's Play right here, there really isn't a reason for me to continue. One last thing I have to do. I have to deposit Sneasel, because Sneasel's purpose with my team is gone, and we gotta get the rest of the team out. Mr. Mime. Okay, with that catch of Entei, Pokemon Leaf Green is done. Final thoughts on the Let's Play? I think I did pretty good. I covered a lot of the bases that I covered in the last Kanto playthrough I did. Serious one, not the Ash Ketchum challenge when I played Pokemon Fire Red. I think I did really good. I think for me the biggest upgrade to this over other Pokemon Let's Plays I've done is the balance I had in my team. I mean, from top to bottom, this may be probably the most balanced roster I've ever had in terms of Pokemon. Obviously, we have a few glaring weaknesses, like a bunch of my guys have glaring weaknesses to Psychic. Well, two of my members have glaring weaknesses to Psychic, and a lot of other Pokemon have stark weaknesses. Like, I know Mr. Mime and Lapras both have weaknesses to electricity, and yada yada yada. You guys get the drill. But, and I think in terms of a whole set team, I don't think I've ever had such a balanced, strong team. Let's go over this team, shall we? Let's start with Luna. Luna was one of those Pokemon that one of the many Pokemon in this Let's Play where I did not know what I was gonna get. I sort of decided, we might use it, we might not use it. I was very skeptical, but I never really in-depth used a Clefable since that first playthrough of Fire Red I did, where I got Clefable to use Hyper Beam and beat Alakazam in one match, in one turn, being my last Pokemon too. Very good Pokemon overall. Luna has definitely was my best Pokemon, and probably the favorite of all the Pokemon I've had in any Let's Play, really. I mean, the more I get into Clefable, the more I like Clefable as a Pokemon, so... yeah, Clefable, Luna did a fantastic job on my team. Beaks was up next. Now, Beaks had a lot of growing pains. I mean, for the most part, it took a while for Beaks to really learn the moves I wanted her to learn. Like, Drill Peck was the one I was like, oh my god, when are you gonna learn Drill Peck? But once you learned Drill Peck, and once I taught her Double Edge, she became the definitive example of a physical sweeper. I'm not gonna lie, I was always teetering between Dodrio and Fearow as my flying type. I chose Dodrio because obviously it's got the speed and physical strength advantages over Fearow. And even though it's not as defensive as one would hope, it's nowhere near good at special attacking. I had no problems with Beaks. I mean, Beaks died a lot, but a lot of the times Beaks died was because of my ineptness or the fact that some of the computers taught their Pokemon great moves. I had no problems with Beaks. Beaks was a great Pokemon, if you ask me, and I will always treasure having Beaks on my team. Next up is Big Mama. Now, Big Mama, for a while, was one of the driving forces of my team, but for a while, she also took a bit of a backseat. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little skeptical about using Nidoqueen in this one, mostly because, well, I wanted like just a wall. A Pokemon that could do both physical and special walling if I needed be. And she did a pretty good job at that. She did take out Charizard for us in the championship battle, which I'm not going to be doing a second one of because my team is grossly under-leveled. I will be doing them in later playthroughs, probably in other games, because I do have a lot of things to talk about. By the way, when I talk about what projects are coming up later for this, I'm going to be specifically talking Pokemon projects, because I do have a few things I have to say about those. But anyway, we'll get back to Big Mama. I really like the fact that I was able to teach Big Mama a variety of different types of moves. Aerial Ace, Rock Slide, Earthquake, Brick Break. She had a lot of type coverage. The one thing I could say I wish I had better with Big Mama was better attack stats in general. Like, that's why I was actually considering using Nidoking again, but I was like, you know what? I really shouldn't use Pokemon again. Like, if I was gonna pick one Pokemon to use again, it wouldn't be Nidoking. And remember, guys, I specifically mean via Gen playthrough. So, if I decide to use Nidoking in Heart Gold, which is not coming out for a while, but if I chose to, I could get away with it. I couldn't use it here for this one, obviously, for obvious reasons. But anyway, Big Mama was a good Pokemon. I just wish she had a bit better attack strength, but once she got the moves to be good, she became really good. And I love the fact that I taught her Rock Slide. That was a very good thinking on my part. Yoshi was our Lapras. Now, Lapras was a last-minute addition to the team, so I'm not gonna lie, I was a little skeptical about how Yoshi would be able to fare against other types of against Pokemon in general, and I was afraid because, as you guys know, Water, Ice has a lot of weaknesses, and it nullifies Water's type advantage over Fire. But nevertheless, I was pleased with what I got from Yoshi. I got enough from Yoshi to be pleased. Great attacks I taught it. I did consider teaching it Body Slam and giving a Thunderbolt TM to Luna, but I loved Shockwave so much that I wasn't going to get rid of it. I love moves that never miss, in case you're wondering. But anyway, I was pleased with Yoshi. Yoshi was a good Pokemon, my second Lapras, and my last Lapras, because I don't think you can use a Lapras early on in a playthrough ever again after this, because other than the Kanto region, and I don't have any more Kanto journey plans set up at the moment, so I'm not gonna say anything and be like, oh well, I may use Yoshi again, but no. The only way I would use Yoshi again is I'm actually thinking about doing a challenge or posting out a challenge for people to Let's Play. Like I would ask Roshank to do it. I would ask Jazz to do it. And it's called the my friend Nick and I actually came up with it. It's called the Pokemon Fruglock, meaning you would have to you'd have like a very strict budget that you'd be able to spend on items in stores and whatnot, and you could only use Pokemon that were given to you as gifts. In other words, you could not use Pokemon you caught in the wild. You couldn't use the Pokeballs in the wild, and you couldn't use Safari Zone Pokemon. But you could use Pokemon you got from fossils. You could use Pokemon that you got for free. Like if you're given an Eevee in this game, you're given a Lapras in this game. You're given the Kabutops line, Aerodactyl, Togepi, all that jazz. Yeah, the only reason I would use Lapras again is if I was imposing that challenge on myself, and to be honest, I don't feel like playing Kanto right now. But yeah, I really don't feel like playing Kanto right now. I believe next is Bulba, but I'm not going to go into Bulba Butt yet because I have to talk about Mr. Mime first, so Mr. Mime! Mr. Mime, for the most part in this Let's Play, was an OP motherfucker. I don't think I'm overstating anything when I say for 95% of the Let's Play that he was in, he was an OP motherfucker. After the Elite Four, however, Mr. Mime took a bit of a backseat because you need a lot, because when you're exploring the Sevi Islands, you need a lot of HM slaves, really, so Mr. Mime took a bit of a backseat, but in terms of just a special sweeper, I don't think I've had a better one so far. I think the only one that I could say I may have had better success with in terms of sweeping and being a special type, the only other two I could think of would be Espeon in Heart Gold and Loki, my Houndoom in Pokemon Platinum. I love Mr. Mime, really. I love the fact that he was so OP. As much as I like to complain and be like, oh my god, you're too OP, but it was like having a secret weapon for most of the game. I had no problem with it, and Mr. Mime really proved himself in my playthrough. I will never call him Mimian or whatever the hell Riley called him, or Rayleigh called him. I don't even know what you're spelling anymore. But anyway, this is basically just, it's Mr. Mime. What else can you say? It's a good Pokemon. And I was actually really proud that I was able to take advantage of Mr. Mime being a good Pokemon. Last but not least is Bulba Butt. Bulba Butt was our starter. We got him in Pallet Town from Professor Oak. What can I say? Venusaur was an outstanding Pokemon for me, from the start to the end. Granted, you didn't really fare very well against Mewtwo when we were trying to catch him, but you know what? Bulba Butt did a fantastic job with what I asked him to do. I mean, look at those stats right there. I think out of all the three starters in this generation, this one's the most balanced. I mean, Squirtle's more defensive, Charizard's more offensive. Bulba Butt here is pretty in between with all of it, and I was really proud of using Bulbasaur. I'd always, when I used Squirtle in Fire Red, I felt bad because I really do like Venusaur. I really do, and I may have short-handed Venusaur in that game, and if I did, I apologize. But the fact still stands that Bulbabutt was one of my better starter Pokemon I've had. I mean, when I look back at my starters throughout all the games, I'm not going to include Yellow. My Blastoise in Fire Red was good. My Typhlosion in Heart Gold was fantastic. My Blaziken in Emerald had problems, but I was able to work around them. And then, of course, Groot in Pokemon Platinum, my Torterra, he was excellent too. But obviously, if I had to pick a favorite of all my starters I've had so far, it would definitely be Bulbabutt. Great Pokemon. And with that summary of our team, what can I say? Pokemon Leaf Green is done. Now, in terms of Pokemon projects, planned or otherwise, it's complicated. You guys noticed last year when I didn't have Elgato and I didn't have any of the stuff I had to record with now, that I could do Pokemon projects all the time. Now that I have a bigger library of games I can play, I don't even know what the right word would be. The fact that Pokemon would be such a premier game on my channel, that sort of weakened considerably. That's why I wanted to get Leaf Green in after Platinum, because I knew I was getting Elgato, and I wanted to get other things done. But I only have one other Pokemon game planned for this year, and it's not even going to be finished this year. It's going to start in November or December, around then. And depending on my subscriber total, but I'm willing to bet I will be over 1,000 subscribers by November, December. Depending on whether or not, just in case there's that off chance that I don't gain any subscribers from this point forward, it would be Pokemon Heart Gold. Now, I know what you're thinking. Heart Gold, you did it already. Why would you want to do it again? Well, there are a couple of reasons. For starters, there was a bunch of stuff in that game that I didn't go over, that I feel ashamed that I didn't go over. A lot of stuff that I was too lazy to go over, a lot of stuff that I just was like, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that. Plus, I really just didn't really build a stellar team in that game. I mean, aside from Typhlosion and maybe a few other good moments from other players on that team, it wasn't that good, to be quite frank with you guys, so yeah, Heart Gold would be next. Obviously, I would have some sort of limit of what I would do and what I would use in that game and whatnot. If I do have 1,000 subscribers by then, which is very, very likely. In fact, I'd say it's 95% sure at this rate, since I have 960 something as of this day when I'm recording, which is in the middle of May. It would be a blind Let's Play of Pokemon Black. Now, I have not played Pokemon Black. I have a cartridge of Pokemon Black 2, which I've played a little bit of, but I really don't know what I'm doing in that. I have 2 badges somehow, and for the most part, my team in that game is, since Black 2 allows you to get other Pokemon earlier, I have a lot of Gen 4 and backwards Pokemon. Like I have, at this point, I believe I have Coughing, Magby, Riolu, and something else. I don't remember what the other one is. I think it actually might be Zubat. But anyway, I have those Pokemon, and I only have my one starter, which is Oshawott. I don't know what I'm gonna do with Pokemon Black Blind. I can wing it, I could do really good, or I could be really awful. So if you guys have any pointers for Pokemon Black, please let me know, because honestly, I'm going in that game legitimate, 100%, I'll have no idea what I'm doing. After that, in terms of Pokemon games, after the Mario Party title that I'm doing in the fall ends, which I'm not sure what it is yet, guys, so don't get your hopes up. I believe I'm going to be doing a Gym Leader Castle run of Pokemon Stadium. Not with any... I'm not sure I'm going to be using any Pokemon I've already used, or, I mean, obviously Pokemon I'd use, but any Pokemon that I'm going to make myself on my Pokemon Yellow cartridge. I'm not sure, so don't do anything like that. After that, I do have a couple of planned... Let's Plays. You guys may not be pleased with them, though. I'm actually considering doing action replays of Emerald and Platinum. Because, first things first, Pokemon Emerald, my Let's Play, that's not my best Let's Play. In fact, that's probably my worst in terms of Pokemon. So, obviously that needs to be redone. I didn't get to show you the after-game stuff. I didn't get to catch Groudon or Kyogre. I didn't get to catch Latios or Latias. I didn't get to show you the Battle Frontier. I didn't get to do rematches with gym leaders. There was a lot in Emerald that I didn't get to do. And now that I've got Visual Boy up and running again, and I'm actually looking into getting a add-on to my GameCube so I could play Game Boy games on it, like that little thing you attach to the GameCube that'll let you play it, obviously, yada yada yada, you guys get the drill. So that would happen. And Platinum, I missed a lot of stuff in Platinum too. I mean, I've been watching Chugga Conroy's playthrough. I'm amazed I missed as much as I did. I didn't catch Cresselia, I didn't catch Darkrai, I didn't catch... the only Pokemon I caught Giratina, I caught the 3 roaming, I caught the 3 psychic types, I caught Palkia, and I caught Dialga, and I obviously caught Heatran. I didn't do all the stuff I really wanted to do in Platinum. Oh, I did a lot of stuff I wanted to do. I didn't cover all the stuff you could have covered in Platinum. I didn't cover going underground, I didn't cover doing any of that stuff, so I'd really want to try doing that again. So, but before you get your, Nickies in a bunch, or whatever the frick I just said, it's not a guarantee at this point. For right now, I'm just deliberating and just pulling stuff out of my rear end. The only thing I have confirmed right now is that if I have 1,000 subscribers, which is likely, by November or December, we'll be playing Pokemon Black Blind. So, with regards to everything else, you'll hear about them in later videos, or you've already heard about them, so... Thank you guys for joining me on Nintendo Man 64. This was a wild ride, guys. And I will see you guys whenever we do another Let's Play. Probably tomorrow. Until then, Sai Ya Freakin' Nara Pokemon.